Kevin Durant, another NBA basketball player who happens to be black. How convenient for old Brick. Hit the like button, good people, because we're going to get into this because this is what we talk about consistently on here. And we're going to go into the history of this beef. Stephen A. Smith claims to be a journalist, but he's a hack. And unfortunately, all he does is serve massa over and over again. And his thing is to follow the agenda that they have at the network, which is to protect their asset, who is LeBron James, at all costs, but go after other athletes who are better than LeBron James, who pose a threat to them for some reason because of his disposition. Because Kevin Durant does not care about the things that they care about. What is so important to them, he can give a damn about. So that's why they don't like him, because you got jobs like this guy right here, right? This clown that he called him. It seemed to echo everything that I have said. Every settlement. This guy right here. He's the sentiment of everything we talked about. This is what happens when you let certain people be in charge of something. And we're going to go into all of it. Now, from the beginning, we already knew this was doomed from the start. Doomed. From the absolute start. Hi, I'm Carcino. Oh, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
No one knows Carcino and none of these.
There's so much going on in the world. And I'm just giving my 2 cents on it. Go in and do a raid at someone's house, but you don't have an arrest warrant for them. When we say doomed for the start, others might say, well, what do you mean, sir? We don't get it. What do you mean it's doomed from the start? I don't understand. Why would it be doomed from the start? Doesn't make a lot of sense when you put it in those perspectives. Like, we don't get it. Why would this be so doomed from the start? Well, to us, it's quite simple. When someone says something is doomed from the start, you go back to the beginning when he started disrespecting Kevin Durant. He used to talk very highly about Kevin Durant. Then everything started to change. Everything started to go in a whole different direction. Once Kevin Durant signed with the Golden State Warriors, that's when Stephen A. Smith and his media journalists began to attack Kevin Durant because they wanted LeBron James to go ahead and compete and have a chance to win that three-peat. And they were upset Kevin Durant got involved in the Golden State Cleveland Cavaliers situation. And he couldn't do nothing to stop it because they had a need for Kevin Durant. They wasn't finna play Harrison Barnes, And then they brought in Kevin Durant for Harrison Barnes. And now it's, oh my God, it's a super team. And they won 70-something games last year. This ain't fair. And they come in and they win back-to-back championships. They go to 3 more NBA finals. You hated on Kevin Durant the entire 3 years he's been in Golden State. It's the weakest move any superstar has ever done. It was so bad that his mom had to tell you to stop because what you was doing was detrimental with African Americans, period. You had her sit there on your First Take show because Kevin Durant wouldn't sit down with you. Y'all came down there and you spoke and you was, yeah, I'm sorry, mama. Yeah, you right, mama. I should have, yeah, you know, I was wrong, mama. Yeah, I did go too far, mama. You were sitting right there as a black man in that chair in front of Kevin Durant's mother saying how you was wrong for what you did. You sat there right in front of him and went over the facts that you were wrong. So when did you become right? Stephen A., when did you become right? You never did. You never did. Oh, thank you. Thanks for the Cash App, too. Yes, my Cash App is Carcino, by the way. I can't say that word, but yes, Stephen A. is F-boy. Thank you, Jarmel, for the Cash App. Yes, I appreciate it. No, it's not just that. Now, if you have some points about Kevin Durant's game, that's fine. Nobody has a problem with that. Is Kevin Durant sensitive? Yes, but you know why he's sensitive? Y'all made him that way because you keep effing with a guy that don't want to be effed with, a guy that don't F with nobody, and you keep effing with him. What do you expect him to be? That's what I'm trying to figure out, and it's not making sense to me. How do you expect Kevin Durant to be if y'all keep effing with him? Can't you see the man is chilling and playing the game he's paid to play? He's paid to play basketball. You want him to be in the commercials, he'll do a commercial here and there, but he ain't LeBron James. Okay, he ain't the, yeah, with a camera at. Hey, look at me, King James, yep. Woo, he ain't gonna be the poster boy for you. He's not finna be the dancing clown. He's not that guy. You got guys that just hoop. That's him. All they do is hoop 24/7. Oh, okay. Nephew Davis. Brandon, that's you? Yep. I just saw it. Thank you, bro. Appreciate it. You ain't say nothing, but yeah, I saw you. Appreciate it. Oh, look at nephew getting buff. Look at nephew, boy, hitting that gym. I gotta get up. I gotta catch up with y'all. Y'all passing me up. I'm getting old, breaking down. Gotta get these guns back in there. They gotta get that steel back going. No. See, the thing is with KD is it's a difference, and it's a whole entire difference in the way this whole situation is playing out because Kevin Durant don't bother anybody. So when you saw this whole incident break down after that fact, he kept pointing out that this guy, Stephen A, he was telling him in the DMs, hey man, respectfully, you doing too much. He goes to Brooklyn with Kyrie Irving and you start up again. Then you try to go after Kyrie and KD is like, whoa, hold up. You doing too much, bruh. You don't even know the situation. You going after this man. Like, this man ain't, he said he was going to be back for the playoffs in Boston. And he sat out. You don't even know what's going on. Had you did your investigation or journalism that you supposed to do, you would have got the information. So Kevin Durant gets to see the way you treated Kyrie Irving situation, how you didn't use any journalistic integrity and basically challenging his father and everything else, and y'all about to come to blows over your agenda-based ass. It was pitiful to sit there and watch that. Oh yeah. And not only was that pitiful to watch, we're sitting there wondering why these situations are happening the way they are. It's not making sense to us. So now that he goes to the Suns, you complain when he asked to leave. You complain. You went eventually right back to the same way you were doing when he was in Golden. Obviously, the owner went against everything that he had said previously with Kevin Durant as far as keeping this team together. So when they split up with everything with Kyrie Irving, KD said, I'm out too. I can't play for you after what you just did. You attacked his leadership. You attacked Kevin Durant. Everything about him, you attacked. When all this guy does is suit up and hoop. Now, Phoenix Suns, you want to attack Kevin Durant's leadership 1 week into the season. One week into the NBA season, out of all the teams in the NBA, you want to attack them. And Kevin Durant's leadership on the floor. The Suns are 6-1, y'all. The only loss they got this season is to the damn Lakers in a controversial game. Now, everybody is pretty much in the race. Everybody's still in it. It's only been 8 games, right? Or 7 games. Haven't even been 10 full games played, but Kevin Durant's leadership is called into question. Based off of what? That's what Kevin Durant is trying to get you to understand, Stephen A. You're making this assumption based off what? Where are they struggling at? They're 6-1 out of 7 games. They won 5 in a row. What are you basing this off of? I could see if they were losing games. If they were losing games, then I could see you making some point where this makes sense. But now it's only used in a slandering way. He's sick of it. You're alluding to this fact like he don't talk to people in the locker room. He don't do all these things. That's what he was mad at you about. Durant is leaderless for the Suns.
Nor the commitment of Kevin Durant. And you'll be hard pressed to find a bigger fan of Devin Booker than me. I love that brother. I love his game. And Bradley Beal, I love seeing him do what he did last night, and he's very, very capable. But when
now, already they lead in with a setup question. We're going to talk about Kevin Durant's leadership. Why are we talking about Kevin Durant's leadership? What would make you question Kevin Durant's leadership? She threw up an alley-oop to Stephen A. He said, look out for the Suns, and you go straight to the leadership of Kevin Durant. Then you said Devin Booker. Oh, I like that brother's game. Devin Booker has been the biggest choke artist and coming up short than anybody you've ever known. He's a running gun guy. He folds under pressure. But yet, you got no smoke for Devin Booker. But Kevin Durant is the problem?
When you talk about Kevin Durant, this is what we're not going to do. We're not going to look at Kevin Durant and just measure him in terms of just his talent. It's what ability you have to peel out of others. And his resume, much to the chagrin of his loved ones and various others in his inner circle, and, you know, they've gotten at me over the years, not in a very flattering fashion about the things that I've had to say. And I accept it. That's what comes with the territory. I got to call it like I see it. I think Kevin Durant is one of the greatest talents this game has ever seen.
Agreed.
I think that, you know, what he's done for the game of basketball, the ambassador that he is for the game of basketball, is to be applauded. But the flip side to all of that is that he's been relatively leaderless. He's been very lacking in inspiration in terms of peeling out from those around him whatever you can give him. He'll show up. If you said to me, it's a game 7, it's a game 1, it's a game 5, I don't give a damn what it is. Kevin Durant's gonna show up and he's gonna ball out. But does he get the others around him to do it? Not only does he not do it, he doesn't feel the level of responsibility I think he should feel in getting it out of them. It's like I did my job. I can't help it if somebody else isn't doing their job. Well, to some degree you can. When you're that great and you warrant that much respect and that much deference and reverence, you should be able to be a better leader than he has shown.
Now, Stephen A., you might not know this, but the game of basketball Everyone is different. There are different leaders, and your workforce, as far as anybody else in the world, they are different type of leaders. You have those who are motivational leaders. You have those who lead by action. They say, follow me, and they go and do it. They lead by example. Kevin Durant is a leader by example. But just because he's quiet don't mean that he don't communicate and talk to his guys, which he does. He works out with these guys. He don't put himself above them. And all his teammates, all you got to do is interview and be a journalist instead of a hack. Go interview his coaches on his team, on the Suns, since he's been there. Ask the previous coaches that coach Kevin Durant. Interview them and say, what kind of person is Kevin Durant in the locker room? And they'll tell you he's a gem. He go talks to the young fellas. He help them out. You never mention that. You don't mention how if somebody miss a big shot, he go over there and say, that's all right, young fella. I'm going to still go to you again. That's all right. It's over. I got you. Kevin Durant is vocal out there on the floor. He talking the whole game. He clapping his hands. All right, yeah, for sure. All right, let's go. He's a hooper, dog. In every aspect of the word. Now, what you don't understand is the fact, the truth behind Carcino and Gil, there is no real truth to that. That stuff is over. Now, here's the bigger problem. Stephen A is stuck in this mode that he feels that what he says matter because he's on television. And this is where people get the delusion from. Yeah, this is where this delusion comes from. They don't understand that this is bigger. Right, exactly. But this is bigger than anything that they've ever, encountered. It's bigger than that. LeBron is the type that has the ball. He's ball dominant. He's on the ball more than anybody else in the game. He's on the ball more than anybody. And because he's on the ball, he gets to control the outcome because he's facilitating for others. So he gets other people involved in the game. That's not Kevin Durant's position on the floor. It's not Kevin Durant's job to get the other players into the game. He's not the facilitator. He's the closer. You go to him for that big bucket. You go to him for them shots. That's his job. It's not Giannis's job to get everybody else involved in the game. Giannis has got to get the other guys going. It's not his role. That's why this is why I don't understand. The dude who you praising, Devin Booker, that's his fucking job. You talk to him or Bradley Beal, they got to get the other guys involved in the game. What is you talking about? This man act like he never heard of the sport before. But I never hear this accountability for LeBron. Why we never hear it the other way around? The Lakers are 4-3. They just lost to the Detroit Pistons. And I don't hear you saying a goddamn word about the Lakers and JJ Redick, who after 2 games, y'all was kissing his ass and calling him Pat Riley. Oh, exactly. Because in their last 4 games, they're 1-3. 1-3 in their last 4 games. I just hate the BS agenda that he tries to push. That's what we don't like, because it's unneeded. No one needs it. No, Stephen A knows what he's doing. He's doing Massa's job. And Massa say, we got to attack Kevin Durant at all times because he ain't doing what the agenda is. He's not the agenda of the league. So we got to go against this. We got to keep talking down on it on national TV so that he can be the villain. So when they go up against LeBron, Kevin Durant is the villain. And the Lakers and LeBron, they the good guys. That's what they want. Notice, he didn't even anything in the whole statement about how they're actually playing. They're 6-1. And they're saying they beat the Clippers. They just won the game by 3 points. How much belief do you have in the Suns with KD as their superstar? Why would that even be the question? And they're 6-1. As if Kevin Durant being on the team has been a detraction to the team.
And because that hasn't been the case, whether it was in Oklahoma City, whether it was later on in Brooklyn, why am I going to believe that that's something that you can do in Phoenix? I don't see that. Now, Budenholzer's there. He's an outstanding coach, and I think that's an upgrade. And I think, but I saw them give up a lead yet again last night. You understand? Before they pulled it out. But I think they'll be better. Tyus Jones, that pickup, I think is going to help them immensely because that brother can play, and he's a guard, he's a point guard, and I think that stabilizes them to a large degree, which is why I think there is an upgrade that has arrived, no doubt. But when we talk about Kevin Durant, we're not talking about Kevin Durant, the talent and the superstar player that he is. There is nothing to discuss. He is that phenomenal, okay? But if I need somebody that's leading my locker room, that's going to galvanize the troops around me to maximize whatever potential we have, that is where history has shown he has fallen short.
History has shown that he has fallen short. So basically, his job is to win one for the skipper and do that. When have you seen LeBron James do that, Stephen A? When have you seen LeBron James go over there and inspire the troops? LeBron James was not the vocal guy. Stephen A. He wasn't the, come on, guys, let's go, come on, let's push. He wasn't that guy. When he was in Miami, Haslam was that guy. Dwayne Wade wasn't even that guy. When he got to Cleveland, he wasn't that guy. He always had another guy on the team that was firing everybody else up. Shumpert, Amon Shumpert was that guy. He was in the locker room firing everybody up with JR, then Tristan Thompson. Those guys were the mouthpiece. And the, come on, everybody come on, we locked in together. Let's do this. Ty Lue as the coach. LeBron didn't want that role. He didn't want that assignment. Remember when he was in Miami? And he's about to fight his teammate because they said, hey, why don't you guard somebody? You supposed to be the best. Why don't you prove it? Go on out there and do your job. Go on out there and prove to the world you, LeBron James, is the best. There it is. The floor is yours. Go do it, bum. Absolutely. Now, this whole title made no sense. A team that went 6-1 and just made 6-1 off of a comeback victory with the Clippers and said, well, they fell behind again tonight. They lost the lead again tonight. Every team in the NBA loses a lead, Stephen A. But how about getting the blame where it deserves to go? Devin Booker, Bradley Beal, do he needs to motivate those guys to get going? I don't think he does. But when they're screwing up out there on the floor, you need to hold people accountable. The turnovers, everything. People need to be held accountable for basketball play. But you want a winning team to be held accountable, and you're speaking on them as if they're losing or they're failing the team. So Kevin Durant saw this garbage that you posted and had to respond to it because he's sick of you painting these false narratives about it. Oh, yeah, it was very clear and very deliberate. Yeah, he said, Stephen A., I don't understand how people even listen to Stephen A. Exactly. That's why I don't. I've been in the league for 18 years. I've never seen Stephen A. at a practice or a film session or a shoot around. I've never seen him anywhere but on TV talking it about players. He's a clown to me. He's always been a clown. And you can write that too. And that sent out everybody going crazy. Yeah, he said you could paint this picture of me coming into the locker room, not talking to my teammates, quiet, not talking to my coaches. It's just ridiculous. So when he made that statement, because that's true, I don't talk to my coach. I just come in quiet. You're painting a picture that doesn't exist. And Bradley Beal said, man, a lot of times you're in your mindset you're in kill mode. You want everybody else to follow suit. But that encouragement that he gives and that confidence he gives Ryan Dunn, that stuff goes a long way. And then while this guy's trying to clown for first take reasons and do all these narratives, the league is sick of, well, the players in the league are sick of Stephen A. Smith running the same old agenda. Every day is the same old play, same old playbook.
This skill is unmatched. You dig? We weren't in the press conference, but I had to talk my shit real quick.
Steve Nash, man, you're a fucking clown, bro. Like, I call it out. I said, man, Steve Nash, you're a clown. You couldn't, listen, you couldn't make it in these circles, bro.
I'm a clown? That why your team called me to be a part of your documentary? That's why y'all called me? Because I was a clown? It's your company. You run the show. You executive produced it. How come y'all called me? When you had the boardroom and you were sitting down to interview people one-on-one, didn't you call me to do that interview? By the way, didn't you show up on First Take? Sitting right across from me? A clown. Kevin Durant. Can anybody talk about you? I just need to know. I just need clarity. After departing from Oklahoma City, sitting across from me, you said you wanted to play a better brand of basketball. Well, then what was the excuse for leaving to go to Brooklyn? Everybody thinks it's just about Kyrie. It was about Kenny Atkinson being there. It was about you signing off on Steve Nash being the head coach when he had no experience on any level to be a head coach. It was about you making sure that Brooklyn embraced Kyrie because Brooklyn didn't want Kyrie. They wanted you, and you made it clear they were not getting you unless Kyrie arrived. You figure out how I know that. And that was after you told the Knicks you were coming. And then at the 11th hour, you got convinced to roll over to Brooklyn, which might be one of the worst business moves, Mr. 35 Ventures, that we have seen from a basketball superstar in a modern day era. Because when we think about business, the number one name that comes to it when we think about basketball and business is LeBron James.
Okay.
Oh my God. The dude made a whole lot of analogies that made no sense. No. Yeah, when he thought he was going to the Knicks, he was never going to the Knicks. You pulled out in the 11th hour. He was never going to the Knicks. He used that as leverage. He was going to Brooklyn. I thought he was going to the Knicks because I was like, ain't no way he going to the Nets. Why the hell would he go there? Because his mother and brother went to New York and they closed on the house. And the realtor, we knew the realtor who did the deal and was like, oh, I just sold a house to Kevin Durant and his people. He definitely coming to New York. That's a done deal. So I was one of the first people to tell you. So I was like, yeah, he going to the Knicks. He definitely going to the Knicks. But he was never going to the Knicks. They were using that as leverage and keeping the fans off the set. But he wasn't going there. Stephen A. was, I told it came down to the 11th hour. They were never in contention. They had one conversation with Kevin Durant's team. So where are you getting that from? And they never went nowhere from there. They wanted everybody to believe he was going to the Knicks. It was just the same thing Kawhi Leonard did. Like, he finna join LeBron on the Lakers, and he was not. He was going straight to the Clippers. Never finna play with LeBron. That was not his intention. Well, that's what happened when you start making moves and pulling people in directions that they ain't supposed to be pulled into. This is WWE stuff at its finest. Stephen A is a full cartoon character. That's what I'm saying. So my thing is, why is it not popping up? So you saying, oh, you made them say, hey, they got to take Kyrie because they didn't want Kyrie Irving. If there is no way Joe Tsai, who knows nothing about basketball, Sean Marks, who's coming there, is going to say, I don't want Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. He said, we are a package. If you take me, I'm going there because Kyrie's coming with me. If that, I'm not going to Brooklyn without Kyrie Irving. I'm not going to come there without a point guard I can't play with. Kevin Durant don't sit there and make decisions on head coaches like LeBron James. They came to him and said, hey, we're going to hire Steve Nash to be a coach. You don't have a problem with Steve, do you? Kevin Durant said, well, he was like the shooting coach when I was in Golden State. He's like, he was cool. He's like, other than that, that was pretty much it. That's all I really know of him. I don't care. He said, yeah, we're going to bring in a whole team. We're going to have he's like, Mike Dunleavy here to help assist them. Amari Stoudemire is going to be here. So it's going to be coaching by committee. So basically, everybody was a coach. Everybody had a voice. That's how it was sold to him, Stephen A. If you do your job, instead of trying to be a hack, how I'm doing your job better than you. How I know that information and you don't. You know that information. You just want to make it look like you roasting him. So make it feel like, oh, that's my agenda. I'm roasting him. But all you doing is lying. Kevin Durant was shooting basketball when they came and asked him about it. He was in there doing his shooting around when they came in and brought it to his attention. Yes, it's kind of sick. And yes, you are a clown because the producers wanted you to come in. It's, you know how many producers that work at boardroom? They wanted you to come in and do a piece, and then they tried to have you sit down on boardroom because you wanted to sell your book. Stop book. Like, look, you wanted to go up there and do your press run and everything because you was in New York and you was flying around New York at the time. Then you was talking about doing a boardroom because you was going to sit down with the guy, Ryan Clark. And then you was talking about doing boardroom. Now, when you do boardroom, what was that going to detail? That's what I'm curious, Stephen A. What was the boardwalk interview going to detail? Why was they trying to take it away from you? No, you were there to try to sell that book. Mm-hmm. Well, you got to look at what is it going to bring and what's the details are going to bring to the surface. That's how I look at it. What are you bringing to the surface? Because everything else seems like clown behavior. Yeah, at this point. Right, because basketball in this game is altered. KD is sick of it. Everybody's sick of it because it ain't about basketball no more. It's about agendas. And as long as everybody is passing along the agenda of what the league want, and they want this 40-year-old man, LeBron James, to still be the face of it, but everybody else is supposed to be the co-stars in this effed up movie that don't nobody like. You're trying to shove down people that they don't like down everybody's throat. Stephen A. would be a great used car salesman. Except for after the first donut that he sell you, the first lemon, I think you're going to stop trusting his opinions. Mm-hmm. No, so that's what it is. Dude's a clown, and everybody knows it. Nobody really respects him. The players or nothing. They know this guy is a clown, but he works for Massa. So as long as he's working for Massa, that's it. He's he's gonna keep bug dancing and doing what he do. There you go. He coming in there swinging, styling and profiling. But like he said, he's a bottom feeder. I'm a bottom feeder. He's a bottom feeder. He there to eliminate everybody out of the way. Yeah, and then me being the puppet slayer, that's my job. To put these puppet slayers, put the puppets right where they're supposed to be. Look at them. They got all these people puppet on the string. Now, these antics proves one thing. that you can be winning games and they will still try to turn the narrative against you. No matter what the narratives are, they will spin it how they want, turn you into the victim, the villain, and play victim. That's what they're going to do. They don't care about you. You are an expendable asset to them. And all they want to do is destroy you. 100%. Yeah, Cam is taped up. He's compromised. He's a businessman. Cam be out there running them screenplays for Drake and everybody else because he gave Drake his clothes. Weirdo Drake paid him so he could wear his pink fur and all that in the video. Yeah, we know Shannon Sharp compromised, Stephen A's compromised, LeBron, all these puppets. There's a lot more, but these are the main ones that you got to deal with. Yeah, Joel Embiid put his hands on one of them and they suspended him for 3 days. 3 games he got to be suspended for. Because somebody talking stuff about his brother and his family, but they wouldn't dare say that to LeBron. So shouts out to Kwame Brown Bus Life and everybody out there. Welcome to HDI TV Sports Talk with Jose Rodriguez. Don't forget to go to the Patreon, which is Carcino for Life on the Patreon. I want to see y'all over there because we finna really get cooking. I'm out.